Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Natalie. I am playing with the Wedding Joy paper collection. This is right up my alley. I am in real life a much more muted colors, blacks, whites, browns. I'm not into a lot of floral. I love them. I just don't like them on me. So to me, this pack is gorgeous. And then we've got the embossed die cuts that coordinate with that beautifully. So we're going to use a little bits and pieces. Over on my blog there is going to be some more, I love that camera, some other cards that we're going to, that I've made with this range, mostly because I was asked to make some wedding themed cards and I went, this is exactly what's on my desk right now. This is the Tufted Elegance embossing folder. So we've die cut, made it, well, we've embossed it first, and then I've cut it down to be slightly smaller than my patterned paper, which is generally, for me, it's 10 centimeters by 14.4. I have used this collection on a couple of things. If you remember back in July, I made a fun fold card with this collection and another little card that went along with it. Now, with the 12 by 12 packs, you get these quite large images, cut aparts. Of course, when they shrink them down to make the 6 by 6, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to figure out what to do with it. So that's what I'm doing here today. I am going to use some of those up. And over on the blog, as I mentioned, there'll be a couple more cards. So we've just got a little scrap of cardstock or paper here, and I'm just adhering those down. Now, this piece here, you could trim off Love Story and make them a little bit more uniform, but I quite liked it. And I've got a little key and a little lock that I'm going to tuck in underneath that last little cut apart there. So tuck him in and then make sure my little Love Story is glued properly down. And now that we've got everything tucked in, I am going to use the birthday sentiments. Now you can see it here. There is more than just birthday sentiments in this pack. You also have it in black with white writing, white with black writing, the rose gold, silver and gold. And as you can see, there is congratulations, obviously, thanks so much, thinking of you, other thank yous, get well, with sympathy, best wishes. There's a lot in this collection. So that is card number 1. Basically, I just have some gems, or little pearls I should say, from my stash, and that is that. The next piece, this is a frame that I've cut out of another card. Well, I haven't cut it out of another card, but I've cut it out, I've used it on another card. So if you go back to over to my blog, you'll probably see it there. Hopefully you do not hear my son, but I'm pretty sure you did. Anyway, so I adhered him down. Now I do this quite a fair bit. So this is the 10 centimeters by 14.4 centimeters. So it leaves a little border. But if you trim out the middle, that you're not wasting, because you're going to use it on the card. I mean, you use it either way, but this way it's not hidden, or that pretty paper is not hidden. So I've got a very wider scrap piece of cardstock or paper here, and I've just made it into a little bit of banner. I have done a little bit of prep work with this before making the card online, just to save a bit of time, and I've used the same embossing folder again, probably mostly because he's on my desk, let's be honest here. But of course there is lots of very, very pretty embossing folders that can be used with this card. So I've raised it up with a little bit of foam and obviously completely screwed up my sizing on that, so we're going to do that a little bit better. And I've mentioned recently, this is Bunnings foam tape. And if you leave it down for any length of time, it's very, very hard to get up, but you can now get it up. Previously, as soon as it touched, it was stuck. That baby was stuck. They have changed the formula a little bit. Another little cut apart out of the pack. We're going to raise him up with a little bit of foam as well. And card number 2 is getting closer to being done. Life update. I am moved. Doing this voiceover, I made the card quite a while ago, but doing this voiceover, we have now been in the house for 2.5 weeks. There is a few boxes, mostly my husband's stuff. My stuff is packed. I'm just saying, ladies, you know, if you're like me, you just want everything put away and sorted and done. These men, on the other hand, they're a little bit different, which is fine. But, you know, let me know if you've got a husband that just likes to get things done, or whether you have a husband like mine that sort of pretty much does things on the weekend when he's working, which is fine, as long as it's not my stuff. I'll do my stuff, you do your stuff, and we'll be happy as a pig in muck. All good. This sentiment, as I said, is a cut apart. Now I've got a little embossed key up there, which I thought was really cute. I have added a little bit of foam on his, as you can see it there. The rest is glued because he's going to stick onto the top, if I can get it done, stick onto the top of my sentiment there and finish up with a little bit of pearls. The move went quite well. It went really well. The only drama was settlement was delayed by about 40 minutes. And then when I picked the keys up for the new house, the woman said, I will see you in half an hour. And she rocked up an hour later. So we had to pay a little bit more. This is the inside of that other card that we used, the frame. This is the inside of it. I forgot. I thought it was on a different card. No, it's this one. So we ended up having to pay a little bit extra to the movers, and we also had to sit out in the cold because it's winter time here in Melbourne. But in the scheme of things, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of people that have a way worse experience with moving, so that was fine. We can live with that, can't we? So yeah, stay tuned. I will be doing another room tour. I just don't know when. Everything's put away, but there's still things that need to be done. I need new PowerPoints, a couple of PowerPoints in this room, and I need one. But if you're going to do one, you might as well do 2, you know. And I've got my stamps and my dies are in, but they're not sorted. You know what I mean? My camera cut out, so I've got a little bit of stickles and a little bit of Winker Stellar, and that's it. That's my cards. I hope you're well. Check out the blog for more cards. Bye.